Hey listeners, I just wanted to take a second to thank YouTuber Fiendish Spirit for allowing us to use the main combat song you'll hear this episode. Please take a second to check out his excellent work at youtube.com/user/Fiendish Spirit. Thanks. Welcome to Extraordinary League, an actual play RPG podcast brought to you by Smash Fiction. I'm Dan Mulkerin, your game master. Playing Stitch is Kit Mulkerin.
Your brains are mine.
Playing Dante is Liz Logan.
Why is it when I'm eating? Why is it always when I'm eating? Crunch.
Playing Sterling Archer is Miles Schneiderman.
Guys, it seems like we're in some trouble here. Like, we're in a bad situation. We're in, what are we in? Maybe peril? I might say peril, unless there was some other word for it that I can't think of right now as, maybe the danger zone!
Playing Luna Lovegood is Megan Bob.
Luna and Venus are being best friends. Together forever, the fun never ends. Winning fights, one hug at a time. Luna and Venus are two of a kind. So precious.
Is your name Colin?
Playing Mordin Solus is Colin Mulkerin.
I knew you were evil before last time on League. I knew this plane was full of all sorts of villainy and intrigue, but I didn't know that you would survive our first blitzkrieg. But you know it's true, you know what we'll do. We'll all kill you at once, the way we did once last time on League.
Woo! Back to back.
Previously, you managed to snag yourselves a slot in the finals match for the Nexus Tournament, meaning that the tournament's trophy, including the red gem in it necessary to defeat Phyrexia, was within your grasp. However, two past frenemies, Venusaur and Wartortle, showed up unexpectedly and showed you to a hidden facility beneath the Balboa Memorial Arena where the past losers of the Nexus Tournament are held unconscious in a machine draining their souls, and where a vast network is manipulating the emotions of the people of Nexus City. All of this is operating under the control of the shape-shifting sorcerer Shang Tsung, who had disguised himself as the Nexus Tournament's own Troy McClure, and had been using the tournament as a way of cultivating soul energy for himself. Venusaur and Wartortle have been incapacitated, but the five of you, plus Stitch's Raptor, have broken free of Shang Tsung's hold and stand ready to do battle. Roll initiative.
Oh yeah, that's where I did that awesome devil trigger. Fuck
oh yes,
yeah.
Dante, you are still in devil trigger mode for this. Okay, Stitch.
11.
Dante.
5.
Luna.
Yeah, I got 4.
Archer.
Well, my initiative's 2.
And Mordin.
9.
Dan, I'm also gonna need to roll Ka, right?
Yes, please.
Alright, I start with 2. Big 2 Ka.
Okay. So, for everyone to remember, you guys are in a cavernous room beneath Nexus City. On either side of you are these large sort of tiered stacks of man-sized tubes filled with glowing green liquid, each of which contains the motionless body of one of the previous defeated members of the Nexus Tournament. There's a gigantic and complex series of machines up along one wall. You and Shang Tsung are standing in the middle of the room. Archer has set himself up with a sniper rifle, Dante has gone Devil Trigger, and Venusaur and Wartortle are lying unconscious on the ground. So that's the setup as Shang Tsung takes the first attack. He waves his hand in a crescent, and as he does so, flaming skulls leap out of his hand, each one of which streaks across the room, homing in on each one of you. Stitch, you get missed. Lace is gonna get hit. She can try to dodge or block.
How dare he?
She will try to
flame
dodge.
skulls?
I mean,
Yeah, just-
have you played Mortal Kombat?
Yeah,
That's what you
hold
do.
down L and R.
okay, that's a solid try.
Yellow.
Okay, so she's able to turn the hit from a red to a yellow. But she still gets hit for 20 damage. Mordin, that's gonna hit. You can try to dodge it or block.
Okay, I'm gonna try and dodge. Green.
Okay, you manage to dodge out of the way. The skull flies past you and impacts the ground harmlessly behind you. Dante, the skull misses you.
Yes!
Luna, you're gonna get hit. You can try to dodge or block.
And I got a 37, so that's a white.
Okay.
Bye, friends.
Oh no!
Now,
Bye,
you do
Luna.
have your Patronus up, so your Patronus takes 20 damage. And Archer. Archer, you get missed by the fireball.
Yay!
Okay, it is Shang Tsung's turn again, and he is going to shapeshift. His form, again, flows like water, but this time he assumes the form of a green-skinned humanoid toad wearing sunglasses and spiked knee pads. He's going to run over to Dante and perform launching kick. So he kicks out with one foot, which suddenly becomes kind of gigantic.
Take the fucking form of his defeated opponents.
He's been draining their soul energy, man.
Oh god, I forgot about that. That's good. That's good.
Dante, you managed to get your hand up and knock his gigantic foot aside before it can hit you.
Did he defeat Troy McClure in Mortal Kombat? What did that fight look like?
Troy McClure was one of the human champions. It was a bad choice.
Stitch, it is your turn.
Stitch, I'm happy about this raptor abuse happening.
Yeah.
We're surrounded by a bunch of these like tubes with captives in it, right?
Correct.
What's like some of the nearby captives?
As I recall, you had jumped up to see if you could get Ash and his Pokemon out, so you're probably in that area.
Right. Oh, so Mr. Charizard's around here.
Yeah, Charizard's nearby.
All right, I think he could take this. So just gonna try and rip one of those tubes out of the ground, and whatever it's attached to.
Okay.
Whatever it's no longer attached to, he's gonna fucking rip it out.
Yeah, make a strength roll.
Well, I feel like now that I talked such a big game, I have to spend karma. Yeah, green.
Okay, yeah, you managed to pull the tube containing Charizard out. The green glow from his tube dies out as you remove it from the larger framework. And yeah, there's like this nasty green liquid that's dripping out of the bottom where you pulled it out from the like hose connecting it to the greater mainframe.
Cool. This Charizard, he doesn't wake up yet, right?
No, he's still
in
out.
the thingy?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking throw Charizard tube at that dick.
Yeah, you can throw it at
I'm
him.
gonna throw Charizard at him.
Yeah, make an agility roll. Classic Stitch.
I rolled 91.
Yeah, you totally hit Shang Tsung.
And Stitch continues to throw all
Yes.
the dinosaurs.
Let's say, look at the list of things that Kit has ridden and thrown.
Yep.
There's a Venn diagram on some of these.
All right, so Shang Tsung, in the form of Rash the Battletoad, takes it on the chin and doesn't look too happy about that situation. It is Shang Tsung's turn again.
What?
He's going to...
Fucking how many attacks this guy get?
He gets a lot of attacks, man. He looks up at Stitch, who's glowering down at him with the Venom symbiote writhing around you. Shang Tsung reaches out his currently amphibious hand, and this greenish energy suddenly begins to appear around Stitch. Stitch, I'm going to need you to make a psyche check.
Alright, karma for sure. Steal my fucking energy, it's mine. I worked hard for this energy. My soul. Do I have a soul? Guys! Oh no!
One question at a time.
If nothing comes out, Stitch is gonna have a crisis. I don't want to spend a ton of karma.
You don't have a soul, it doesn't matter.
I guess I'll get it to a green.
All right, he rips out a portion of your soul.
Okay, that's okay then. I have a soul at least.
A portion.
But it doesn't exist.
So Stitch, you
I'm so
take
confused.
40 damage, which ignores your body armor,
Oh,
and
shit.
Shang Tsung is
Good
healed 40
lord.
damage.
Oh, fuck him.
Oh,
Fuck. Shit.
and Shang Tsung turns into Stitch.
Oh,
Oh no!
Okay, this is not the
Wait.
first time this has happened to me, alright? I can kick my own ass, it's fine.
with the Venom symbiote?
With the Venom
Can
symbiote.
he still have his, like, Fu Manchu?
You know, that's not how it works in Mortal Kombat, and I feel like that is a major oversight on the part of Midway.
Yeah, I think we need to correct that shit right now.
Yep, alright,
here.
canon. Stitch with a mustache.
Oh man, so Troy McClure had a Fu Manchu this whole time.
Ah,
and
you're
no one
right.
noticed.
No, it was just, he just painted it yellow, is what it was.
Alright.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mordin, it is your turn.
Alright, well I know Stitch has body armor, and I know that the Venom symbiote is weak against fire, so I think it's
Sure.
time for Incinerate.
Time to miss with Incinerate.
Did he
Time
get
to
the
miss with
symbiote
Incinerate.
soul?
He is Stitch with the symbiote, and
Oh my
also
God.
Marlene.
The guitar? Oh my god, the guitar is a soul, guys. I can't even.
To ensure that missing does not occur, we are going to spend some karma on this.
Alrighty.
That's a good plan. I like it.
Yeah, so I'll spend 10, and I'll make it a green.
Shang Tsung in the form of Stitch totally ignores the fire damage. However, he does lose his body armor, and the weird symbiote on him, like, retracts at the fire. Dante, it is your turn.
Does he still look like Stitch?
He still looks like Stitch.
I'm going to grab Stitch and throw Stitch at Stitch. Stitch, are you okay with that?
Fuck it, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, which Stitch are you throwing at which Stitch?
Oh, now you're just teasing me.
Are you throwing a mustache at a non-mustache or a non-mustache at a mustache?
I'm throwing a non-mustache at a mustache.
So technically this isn't a fastball special because,
Yeah.
Kit, you need to hold for that.
Right, I would.
And you already used up your turn.
Yeah.
So
I'm
Dante is
just a weapon?
Dante is just using you as a weapon.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm okay with this.
I'm sure
Well,
you are.
only one of them currently has body armor, so.
Yeah,
right.
our Stitch still has body armor. So Dante, why don't you roll agility? And keep in mind, you are in Devil Trigger mode.
Oh, fuck.
Where are you sending Stitch now?
To wherever White takes me.
Okay.
Him.
Oh.
Launches off a cliff that appears out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Jurassic Park.
I'm just gonna say that the now tiny Shang Tsung easily jumps out of the way, and Stitch goes flying past, crashing through several more tubes full of unconscious fighters.
Nice.
Luna, you are up.
I'm gonna jump and hide behind. Venusaur's pretty big, yeah. I'm gonna hide behind Venusaur for a second. Is Mustache Stitch still moving around? A
Yes,
lot?
he's jumping around, avoiding the other Stitch who just got flung at him.
Cambot's still around, right?
Cambot is still around.
Okay, Cambot.
He floats down to you and he says, "Yes, yes, Miss Lovegood."
Okay, I think you need to start broadcasting this probably right now. This seems really important. You probably get somewhere safe. I don't want you to get hurt, but you probably should be showing everybody all of this. A lot. As many. Can you hack? You have some hacking skills, Ned, right?
Well, I can broadcast just fine. I've actually been, per Dr. Solis's request, I've been recording everything, I just haven't been broadcasting it, so I can broadcast from the beginning of this whole thing if you wish.
Yes, do all of that.
Yeah, he floats off and finds a good spot behind several other tanks and begins filming the whole thing and broadcasting it out.
Okay, I'm gonna give Cambot a big thumbs up. All right, and then I am going to level my wand and cast Confundo because I do not like this very well-thinking Shang Tsung. I can't have with this.
Good
I'm
call.
gonna spend karma. I want him to be ridiculously stupid right now. Yeah, I will make that a yellow.
Ooh, Shang Tsung fails his psyche check.
Beautiful.
Shang Tsung is confused.
How does that manifest?
He, stopped and was clinging to one wall, laughing in his weird stolen Stitch voice, and then your charm bolt hits him, and he just, suddenly stops, and his eyes kind of go wide, and his mouth becomes an almost perfect O, and he just slowly starts looking around, as though he had just, woken up here, as though he had come out of a fugue state all of a sudden. Yes! Archer, it is your turn.
Unless I already have been, which I don't think I said I was last turn, but I am going to take an aim action with my sniper rifle.
Alright, you begin to aim. It is Shang Tsung's turn. He is confused. Okay, Shang Tsung loses this turn, as he just stands there confused. And then he's gonna see if he breaks the confusion. He does! He loses the confusion, but he lost a turn. It is now his second attack. He looks down angrily at Luna, who is crouching behind the unconscious form of Venusaur, and he pushes himself in his tiny Stitch body off of the wall, and mid-flight transforms into a 3-foot-long purple butterfly that you all recognize from your battle with Ash and his Pokemon. And he is going to use Supersonic.
Oh no.
Luna, you are going to have to make a Psyche check, please.
Mordin opens up the Pokedex app on his Omni tool and scans it.
Okay, I got a 63. So that's a high green.
Okay. This high-pitched sound, visible as sound waves, comes out of Butterfree's face and envelops you. Luna, you are confused.
Oh no.
I mean, is that any different from my day-to-day life?
That's fair. Stitch, you are up.
Lace sees its old prey. and from the shadows behind Butterfree, a raptor face appears. And chow.
That's just the best visual.
Is Butterfree like clever girl?
No, well, it turns and it says, Butterfree! And then the little subtitles say clever girl.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Where were those subtitles when we were talking to Venusaur's War Turtle last time?
You finally got that your translator to work on Pokemon.
What is that? It's a fighting for her?
Yes.
Okay.
And Stitch can spend karma on her behalf if you wish.
You know what? I do.
Okay.
I do want to spend karma.
All right.
Lace needs this.
Yeah.
Such a good girl. Green chomps.
Green chomps.
So you said Stitch had wound up getting thrown by Dante through a bunch of those tubes, right?
Yes.
Which ones were broken open? I do also want to know, do they wake up?
Okay, so when you threw Charizard's tube at Shang Tsung, the tube did crack open.
Okay.
Charizard has not woken up yet.
Okay. Yet? Is he stirring?
It
Or
kind of looks like he might be stirring, but like it's pretty clear that he's either heavily anesthetized or very weakened from having had his energy drained, or some combination of the two. Well, I mean, you know all the teams that you guys have fought and defeated, so they're all over. They're all over the place.
Shit. Who have we fought and defeated?
Bond.
We know the
cage
Power
team.
Rangers are here. Oh, the cage team! Oh my god, the cage team. Guys, which cage should I summon? I'm gonna just start fucking keep throwing these tubes. I wanna wake all these cages up.
All right, give me an agility check.
Yellow.
So you nail him. And he doesn't have his body armor as Butterfree anymore. Shang Tsung, in the form of Butterfree, flutters away from Lace, turns and glares at her, and then is going to try to steal her soul. So Lace is going to have to make a psyche check.
Lace got away.
Okay, so she takes 40 damage, and Shang Tsung heals 40 damage,
Fuck.
and he turns into Lace. Mordin, you are up.
Lace with a mustache.
I'm gonna go over to Charizard and shoot him up with some Metagel
There you go. Very good.
Sure,
to get him back on his feet.
All right.
Shoot him up with some opium.
Yeah, so Mordin, use up 1 dose of your Metagel, and Charizard's eyes flicker open, and he turns, looks around, he glares at you for a second, recognizing you as a past opponent, but then he turns and sees Shang Tsung, the guy who's been stealing his soul for the last week or so, and he knows who he really wants to flamethrower. So Charizard
Priorities.
joins the fight under your control, Mordin.
He knows on which side his bread is butterfreed.
Well done, sir. Well
Thank you.
done.
Thank you.
Pokepuns, the best.
Dante, you are up.
I'm now going to pick up Old Lace and attack Mustache Old Lace? I don't know.
Don't fucking throw my dinosaur. She has no body armor, dude.
Okay, never mind. I go back and get Stitch and use him again.
Thank you.
It's like I'm playing with action figures. I love this.
Yeah.
Don't you have a sword or something?
Yeah, seriously.
So like Dante's like reaching for Lace and Stitch is giving the most like hardcore stink eye. Like, don't let me touch my dinosaur.
But then I pick you up instead.
I'm enjoying how much time and energy you're expending just following Stitch through this battle area after you throw him across it. That seems very
it's a
appropriate.
good thing you
Stitch
got
throws
Frostmourne,
two.
right?
Yeah.
Dante throws Stitch.
That's right.
Who throws Dante?
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. This is good. This is good, Stitch. Oh, well, it's a yellow. That's pretty good.
So you once more hurl Stitch at Shang Tsung, and this time Shang Tsung, in the form of Lace, does not make his endurance check to resist being slammed, so he is knocked backward through several tubes which crack open, and he takes extra damage from the flight. And that brings us to Luna, who is confused. Luna, why don't you give me a roll of a d10?
I got a 2.
Okay, a 2. Luna, you lose your turn. You are too confused by all the sights and sounds around you to put them together into any meaningful combination. At the end of your turn, though, Luna, you may make a psyche check to see if you can break out of it.
Yeah! 94.
Yeah, so Luna, your momentary confusion is broken, and you may act normally next round. And that brings us to Archer, who has lined up the most beautiful shot.
Oh god, it's so good. I fire. I will be spending karma on this shot, as I will be spending a point of Ka to add my agility score to the damage. Wow. I can get to a green with, well, I actually have to spend 10. So yeah, I'll spend the 10, I'll get it to a green.
Yeah, Shang Tsung in Raptor form takes a big hit from Archer's extremely well-placed shot. He's not down yet, but he's definitely looking a little desperate. It is Shang Tsung's turn, his first one. he's going to run over to Dante, who has been just pelting him with all sorts of unpleasantness. And as he leaps through the air in raptor form, his form becomes liquid again, and he assumes the form of another one of the fallen warriors. In this case, he takes the form of a man in a bear costume.
Oh, man.
And he pulls back his fist for a punch.
He's got an EpiPen. Watch out.
Why would you do that?
Dante, he has a very solid attack coming at you. You're gonna have to make an endurance check for me.
Oh, God.
Is this how Dante goes?
Who can make some bees real quick?
That's what I was gonna do. Green.
Okay, you are not instantly knocked out. Instead, you take the full force of Edward Malis' punch and take 6 damage. And then he gestures towards you, attempting to steal your soul from you, Dante. I'm gonna need you to make a psyche check.
Spend karma, for God's sake.
Hell no. Green.
Okay, he steals your soul. You take 40 damage, ignoring your body armor, and he regains 40 health. He turns into Dante in Devil Trigger form.
Jeez.
Sorry.
Stitch, you are up.
Is he wearing a shirt?
Of course he's not wearing a shirt, Megan. What kind of a question is that?
Okay. All right. As long as he's not wearing a shirt, then I'm more okay with it.
Okay, good.
Okay, so Stitch saw him in bear form and began to leap at him, and then he changed it to Dante. Stitch was intending to do the old tame an animal with a ladle through the mouth thing, but now Stitch has just forced a ladle into the mouth of this copy Dante.
Okay.
And is trying to tame. Yes, mustache Dante. I don't know. How did I subdue
I believe we
Lace?
did a strength check when you subdued Lace way back in Jurassic Park. So yeah,
If I do it good enough, can I like kind of snap his neck back?
sure, yeah.
Oh shit, 91. That's a rad.
Yeah, so I'm basically turning this into a grapple check, which basically means you get a full hold on him and can instantly inflict damage.
I have tamed him.
Yeah, so you get your ladle in his mouth and just sort of like push backward and topple him over. He lands basically in a headstand on the ground and with enough force to crack the concrete.
Why does this work? Why does the ladle work?
It every time, man. So Dante, you get the interesting viewpoint of seeing Stitch land on your back and then pull you into the ground very forcefully. And Shang Tsung reverts back to his bearded old man form and lies motionless on the ground. You are victorious.
Nice.
Oh my god.
New pet? New pet.
What, Shang Tsung?
But I'm gonna give him to Lace. It's Lace's pet.
That's the hierarchy?
Yeah.
You're just running a pyramid scheme?
Yeah, for pet.
No, it's like Neopets. You get a pet.
Oh yeah?
Jeez, I forgot about that.
I seriously can't believe that guy went down so easy. That was, like, I shot him once. You see that? You guys, I shot him once and he went down. It was just like, boom, done. Like, that was all me.
I'm gonna start re-enervating Venusaur and Wartortle and anybody else I can get near.
Okay, yeah, so you start going around waving your wand, trying to restore some life into the people who are scattered around.
Stitch is gonna start like trying to crack these tubes open.
Okay.
Mordin's gonna do the same, and he's gonna start tending to people medically as they are coming out and seeing what they need in order to be awoken and whatnot.
Yeah, Stitch is able to break open the tubes, and between Luna and Mordin, all of the fighters in here are more or less sort of coming to their senses. All of them are pretty weak, having had, in some cases, like, very extended draining of their vital energies, but it looks like Shang Tsung was intending to sort of draw it out as long as he could, so all of them are still alive. They're just very weak, as though they had, like, just come out of a coma or, like, an extended period of sickness. So Shang Tsung is lying unconscious on the ground. Dante, you've reverted back to your human form now that the battle is over. Mm-hmm. You very suddenly feel a powerful urge coming from Frostmourne. You can just feel this impulse being communicated to you, telling you to plunge the blade into Shang Tsung's chest to steal his soul.
Oh god. Oh god. Okay. I walk up to Shang Tsung and I have Frostmourne above me, and I'm like, ugh, I must take your soul. I will plunge this blade into your chest and you will die. And then
That's pretty hardcore, Dante.
I take the sword and I like just pretend like an anime, you know, when something's moving really fast, but it's actually just moving a short amount of distance, and you're like, psh, and the sword comes crashing, and then it plunges into the ground right next to him, and Dante just goes, psych! I don't take orders from no sword!
Alright on, well I think we've all learned a valuable lesson today about mercy and showing compassion to our fellow man. I shoot him in the head.
So Shang Tsung is no more, and Dante, you feel immediately tired and fatigued. Frostmourne feels suddenly much, much heavier. Dante, for the rest of this arc, you will get a -1 column shift to all of your checks.
Fuck!
Shit.
However, you gain 30 karma.
Don't know if that trade-off is worth it, but my ethics are obviously the most important thing to me, so.
Yes, as we all know, know that about Dante.
Dante, the famously moral member of the Extraordinary League.
You know, I do what I can.
Luna's gonna go up and put a hand on Dante's shoulder and say, I'm really proud of you, and also when you said psych, it was very funny.
Get away from me.
Okay.
Psych!
Oh, and then I just jump on him and hug him.
No, Luna, don't encourage this. Turn him into a ferret.
This is worse than that time he kept on saying not after everything. So all of the fighters, one by one, are freed and are beginning to recover. And when they realize what's happened and that you were the ones to break them out, all of them, even the ones who were, defeated by you or antagonistic towards you, all of them are expressing their immediate gratitude for you. And they even manage to raise a cheer, exhausted though it is, for Team Hana, who managed to save their lives from the evil sorcerer Shang Tsung. You guys still have this giant room with all its machinery and everything, or if you wish, you can head back to the surface, or you can have a conversation with any of the fighters in here, whatever it is that you would like to do.
Now that everything's safe, Stitch breaks Ash out of his tube and brings him to Venusaur, Charizard, and Wartortle. And Butterfree would be here too. Pikachu? Yeah, he breaks them all out and brings...
And Pidgeotto.
Yeah, and Pidgeotto, and brings them all together.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they do that thing from Pokemon the first movie where they cry him back to life.
Hey, do you know what that kid has in common with Shang Tsung? I shot him in the head.
Bonding.
Archer.
Sorry, Luna.
I don't know how deep we want to get into this, but like, what's the government like on Nexus City? Is there like an FBI or CIA equivalent that's gonna come by and like confiscate things or arrest people, or...
Yes,
I don't know. I always heard good things about Mayor Goro personally.
He's gonna clean up these streets.
Yeah, that's right.
With all four hands. Mayor Goro is definitely coming in as a character. I'm letting you guys know right now.
God.
In answer to your question, Mordin, there is law enforcement in its various sort of levels, equivalent to, police and FBI and SWAT and all sorts of stuff. So there are authorities that can take care of this if you are sort of done with it. You don't have to worry about just leaving this out for the next mad scientist to come across.
Yeah, I mean, but we might take some stuff.
Sure,
I mean,
you can do that too.
Yeah, bring back some stuff to my lab. I mean, just handfuls of machinery, and I'll scan some stuff, take some copies of software, and grab some hunks of hardware.
So you're saying loot the place and call the cops from the road? Is that what you're?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
suggesting.
So Mordin, you go up and begin to inspect some of the machinery. What you find is that the giant machine banks on the wall are actually connected to this network that runs throughout the entirety of Nexus City, like all 24 universes. And basically what it is, they were these weird alien orbs that Shang Tsung came across, and they have the ability to manipulate people's emotions. And he's been using this place as a central network hub to coordinate all of that from. Essentially, this network extends under the entirety of this Gestalt universe.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to do my best to shut it down, but then also recover a decent chunk of it if I can, so that I can, study it and mimic it and use it and stuff if we need to.
We still need to get the trophy
That's fair. I mean, I'm doing this for now. You guys call me when you need me. Until then, I'll be doing this.
Little Stitch face pokes up from underneath the table. a little arm comes up. Beep boop beep boop beep boop beep. Somewhere an elevator blows up.
Yep.
Yes.
Dan, I look around for the trophy. Do I see it?
The trophy doesn't appear to be down here.
I search the room for the trophy. I scour it.
At the same time that Luna is reviving some of the fighters and Mordin is trying to gather as much technology as he can, you are scouring every inch of this room. The trophy is nowhere to be seen. Mordin, you have managed to recover a sizable chunk of information from this. You think you can probably put it to good use back at your lab in Castle Grayskull.
Cool. Sounds good. If we can look around more in these like underground labyrinthine areas to see if we can find the trophy, that would be cool. If not, is the tournament still on? Is anyone still organizing it? Like, where would the trophy even be?
You have no idea to any of those questions. And this is all compounded by the fact that Cambot just broadcast the fact that the entire Nexus Tournament was a sham in order to turn Shang Tsung into a god. So... He looks very proud about that, by the way. Cambot does. He drifts over to Luna confidently and says, "Broadcast has been completed, Miss Lovegood."
You broadcast very nicely.
Oh well, I'm just doing my job as a member of Team Ohana.
You are.
Oh, good. I was yes, I am a member of Team Ohana.
Stitch jumps and grabs him from below and says,
no.
Dante!
Aww.
I swear to God, first people are adopting dinosaurs, and now you're adopting cyborgs and robots. I just don't even know. But we need to find. I think we need to find that that really mean girl that was hanging out with us.
Tira?
No, meaner than her.
Your mom?
The one that set us up with a room and everything.
Oh, Sombra?
Yeah, her.
Cambot, do you know anything about where the trophy is?
Cambot says, I'm sorry, I don't know where the trophy is kept. That information isn't privy to me.
Seems like a Sombra problem.
Stitch, hanging from Cambot, looks over to Luna and says, "You can read minds, right?"
I can read minds, but do you know, it has to be somebody whose mind has the things in it that we need.
Shang Tsung?
Well, his mind is scattered on the ground right now.
It's a little bit runny.
Stitch slowly looks at Archer. Stupid head.
Hey, say that to my face, little blue thing.
Oh, wait.
Stitch jumps onto Archer's head.
Oh, God, no, get it off! Get it off!
Luna's gonna take a minute while this is happening and run over to Venusaur and just give Venusaur the biggest hug and say, I'm so glad you came back. It was really nice to see you.
He takes you up in his vines and hugs you very tightly and just goes, Venus.
Luna's gonna turn to Ash and say, I know he's very important to you. Would it be okay if he went to the zoo with me next weekend?
Ash is still coming out of his coma and is sort of like looking a little bleary-eyed, but he looks over at Venusaur and he says, Venusaur, is that something you'd want to do? Venusaur just looks back and forth and then looks at Ash, narrows his eyes and nods. Ash just says, well, all right then. If it's all right with Venusaur, then it's all right with me.
Can I just say real quick that
Yay!
the zoo in Nexus City has to be fucking terrifying?
You mean fucking awesome? Yes.
I'm gonna high five one of Venusaur's little tentacles.
I think Mordin needs to get in touch with Sombra, and we need to start formulating a plan for figuring out what we're gonna do next.
You do have a communication line to her via your Omni tool, but it's looking like you're not getting much of a signal from down here.
Hold on. Dante goes up to Mordin and says, hold on, let me help you with that. And grabs Mordin's arm and starts going beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop.
Somewhere an elevator blows up.
Mordin takes a hand, places it firmly on Dante's chest, and just applies pressure.
And as that happens, I go,
just sort of gently pushes
oh,
Dante
gently!
away,
Oh!
and then walks away and starts heading up towards the surface.
The idea of Dante turning into a schoolgirl just at the touch of Mordin is so ridiculous.
Mordana, he doesn't know yet.
I think he knows.
Does
he think it's Mordana disguised as Mordin?
Yes!
He just deluded.
He sees those silly little hands and he knows.
So everyone ascends to the top of the interminably long stone staircase, with the fighters slowly coming up a distance behind you as they're still, largely getting their feet back under them. Once you emerge back into the boiler room of the Balboa Memorial Arena, Mordin, you're able to use your Omni tool and get in touch with Sombra. Her voice immediately starts coming from your Omni tool, and she says, Mordin, is that you? Where have you been?
Busy.
Yeah, I'll say, the entire city's gone into anarchy. I mean, anarchy's
no.
maybe a bit strong, but there's a lot of really upset people right now.
In a scary way?
Well, I mean, it's not great. They just learned they'd been emotionally manipulated for months, and that all of their beloved fighters were having their soul stolen, so, there's gonna be some stern letters written to opinion pages, I'm sure.
Wow, that's a really news-attended crowd you've got here. It's pretty impressive. They're not tuned out, is what I'm saying. Like, I'll bet you have, 60% voter turnout?
Regardless, our main concern at this point is just getting our hands on that trophy. If things are going to be relatively politically stable here, then I don't think we're in a position to concern ourselves with minutia.
Oh, well, excuse me, minutia. Well, I happen to have a little bit of minutia that may interest all of you. We have a little bit of a problem here. I managed to snag this, psychic rabbit for the League, and apparently he just started to say that Phyrexia is on its way to Nexus City. So, we have maybe an hour before the invasion starts.
Oh no!
Well then, are we all just skipping past the psychic rabbit part of this? Because I have questions, I gotta say.
She says, but yeah, trophy, I gotcha. And you hear her hacking away for a few minutes. Alright, I got it. It's being kept in the Wine End building, 112th floor. Get going, I'll start hacking into their security systems now.
Is just having 2 of these stones gonna do anything for us?
Look, man, I'm just a hacker. All this mystical stuff is not exactly my specialty.
Alright, I guess we'll just start going for the stone.
I take it you're probably all heading towards your respective vehicles, which are the Aston Martin, the motorcycle, and the turtle van.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, it seems so silly now. But yes.
So all of you speed through the city, which, yeah, you can tell there's a definite change that has happened to the populace of the city. Like, the air itself seems different now that this air of positivity and excitement is no longer being forced upon the populace. But a lot of them are out having these very animated discussions. Traffic is as bad as you've ever seen it. There's a lot of crisis situations going on right now. So it takes you a lot longer than normal to get to the Wine End building. But get there you do, and the building itself is this gigantic Art Deco edifice. Its base takes up multiple city blocks, and its top nearly reaches into another section of Nexus City above it. Looking up, you can see several lanes of flying vehicles crisscrossing around its roof. Like, it kind of serves as a de facto major intersection for air travel. As you all pull up, Mordin, Sombra's voice comes over your Omni tool again. Alright, I've unlocked one of the freight elevators for you. It's partway down 220th Street. Look for the one with the green light on next to it.
Decided not to go with pink this time?
Well, only so much I can do on a strict basis. Besides, I figured it might look better to you if it looked like your blood. I'm assuming you have green blood, right? Alien and all?
Well, as I'm sure you have learned, I'm nothing but a collection of alien stereotypes. So.
She says, that's why we love you.
Alright, let's go.
All of you are easily able to find the elevator. Its thick brown doors are illuminated by the green light above it. The doors swing open as all of you approach, and once you're in, the elevator begins to poke its way agonizingly slowly towards the top of the building.
Alright, Stitch, no button pushing. We don't want this elevator to explode.
All the buttons are already pushed.
As you guys are heading up, stopping at every single floor along the way.
Well, now we have half an hour until the plane is destroyed by Phyrexia.
Do you think the stone will be helpful enough to save it?
I don't know what other options we have. As far as I know, magic's not really my thing. Shouldn't I be asking you this question?
Well, is now the time to start a fight about magic versus science, Mordin? Shouldn't we be telling people that they might get hurt?
Seriously.
Should we maybe start some sort of mass evacuation to Eternia?
I was thinking more along the lines of telling all the, 200 fucking mystical warriors that we have here right now that an invasion is happening. Cambot, can you send out a warning over the airwaves?
I certainly can if one of you would like to make an announcement.
Who's the most diplomatic?
Me!
That'd be me, I'll make the announcement.
Cambot says, we are live in 3, 2, 1, and then you see his little light goes on.
Cambot, don't!
Good people of whatever this dump is.
It's called Nexus City. Dante, it's Nexus City. We love it.
Dump. We love it. Reminds me of my old apartment's bathroom. With lots of soap scum and
just get to the
strange
point.
creatures coming out of various crevices.
Alright, get to the next point, buddy.
Anyways, if you want to save your dump, You better get to your battle stations, or whatever thing you call your... Anyways, Phyrexia, very evil thing, is invading. And I'm sorry. I will try to help. Just me alone.
Tell the other fighters to meet us somewhere.
Other
Mordin,
fighters,
where should they meet us?
meet us in the place that you know that you've been to where you fight, and it's a place with sand sometimes. You've been there before. You've probably seen me there with my shirt off.
I drag him away from the camera.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I will point out that every few seconds there's a ding, and the door opens behind Dante and shows up the flooring level of this building.
Alright, look. Everybody in Nexus City, there's an invading alien force about to come down upon you. And as it happens, we have a whole bunch of people who just fought in the Nexus Tournament that I think should probably defend the area, right? And all the people here, I don't know, that's what I would do if I were you. But I'm a good person. You might remember me, Sterling Archer. I'm on Team Ohana. I'm also the world's greatest secret agent, as it happens, and also a gunslinger.
I shove Archer out of the camera, but I was the MVP.
Okay, well look, we can have that debate later, and the answer to that debate will be me, but that's not the point, Dante. The point is that everybody here should defend your damn city.
I will literally knock you out with my chest.
So, with still from the camera's point of view, the little ceiling hatch just falls to the bottom of the elevator, and you hear Stitch's voice from off camera say, "This is no express." And then he uses the symbiote webbing to attach to the very top of the elevator shaft and just zoom at this whole thing.
So you're just yanking the elevator up yourself. Okay.
Yes.
As the broadcast ends and you guys are flung to the ground as the elevator suddenly goes super fast.
I'm gonna catch Cambot.
Mordin, your Omni tool pings again. You hear Sombra's voice saying, "Shit, shit, shit. Mordin, we got another problem. I'm looking at the security cam footage, and Team Soul Edge just showed up. It looks like they're wanting to steal the trophy too. They're making their way to the vault right now."
Oh my gosh. All right.
Mean, did any of us really think we were getting out of this?
Yeah. Any chance they'll just take the cup and we can have the jewel?
I mean, look, man, if you want to make your diplomacy checks and whatever, then you can go right ahead. But given the way that last little media blast went, you might want to keep Dante and Archer from trying to negotiate.
Did Sombra just make a D&D reference?
Listen, I'm a complex character, okay?
Look, screw that noise anyway. That's our damn trophy, because you know we would have beaten them.
Stitch, seeing as you are attempting to propel the elevator more quickly, let's see if you can make a strength check so that you guys can catch Team Soul Edge before they get away.
Cool. Okay. I've got a green.
Stitch, you pull the elevator all the way up to the floor that Sombra told you, and basically force the elevator doors open. All of you rush out and find your way into the office, one entire wall of which is dominated by a giant metal vault door, which is currently open and empty. However, all of you hear a slam from across the floor as one of the metal exit doors just closed.
Follow the sound of that door hitting that ass on the way out.
So all of you burst out into the stone stairwell, and you can hear the sounds of rapid footsteps running their way up to the roof.
Mordin shoots a portal up at the top level of the stairwell.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, very
And then
nice.
makes another one on the wall next to us.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I will allow you guys to cut directly in front of some of them. Let me see who manages to get up to the roof first. All of you pop up through Mordin's portal at the very top of the stairwell. You see that the door to the roof is still open from the last person who pushed their way through. Coming up the stairs at you, not yet realizing you're there, are Astaroth, Lizardman, and Raphael. And then making their way across the rooftop are Tira, Voldo, and Cervantes. And you can see what they're making their way towards. There is a gigantic pirate ship which has been fitted with hover jets along the sides.
Oh, Jesus.
Which one has the damn trophy?
Tira has the trophy. You guys are in a Soul Edge sandwich. Half of them have the trophy and are making their way towards a pirate ship. Half of them are heading towards you, although they haven't seen you yet. What do you do?
Alright, Soul Edge Sandwich, first of all, is totally the name of my new, black metal band.
Nice.
Is there any quick way we can just, like, cut off our exit, like, maybe blow up the staircase and just, like, trap these guys here and just peace out and ignore them?
I have grenades, but I'm not sure that's going to do enough damage.
Yeah.
How far away is the pirate ship?
It's across the roof.
Oh, Stitch is already running for it.
Okay, so Stitch starts running for the pirate ship.
Vehicles.
How far away is Tira from me?
I'm gonna say by this point she's like 90 feet away.
How about first things first, let's all just exit up onto the roof, and then I'm gonna shut the door and I'm gonna cryoblast it shut.
Mordin, I will say that automatically succeeds because you're not being opposed. Basically, they're gonna have to make strength checks to try to break through. But at the moment, you close the door, and a large sheet of ice forms over it very thick. So that just leaves you guys on the roof with the quickly retreating Tira, Voldo, and Cervantes, who sort of turn up the speed as they realize what exactly is going on.
I'm propping up my sniper rifle.
Very good.
I'm gonna cast Impedimenta then, and I'm gonna use Karma for this,
Nice.
because I believe in this cause.
I'm running to whoever has the trophy.
Okay, that would be Tira. What are you doing to her?
Trampling her.
Okay, just knocking her over?
Sure.
Just
All right.
football tackle.
Can I skateboard on her? Actually, I want to do the skateboard move that Dante
All right.
does and try to skateboard toward the ship.
So Dante, give me an endurance check, and remember you're at -1 column shift for the rest of this arc. Luna, why don't you give me a psyche check to see if you can cast your spell?
I assume for now my action was spent on the door, right?
That's correct.
So I'm gonna take it to a red.
Okay.
I got a yellow.
Stitch, first of all, you make it to the ship. You basically fly past Voldo, Cervantes, and Tira, and just, like, leap onto the deck of the ship.
I'm gonna say the symbiote immediately turns to a black and white pirate costume.
And then, Luna, you wave your wand, a bolt of magic flies from it, and strikes Tira basically in the side of the head. Her footsteps suddenly become very unsteady, and then a split second later, Dante drop kicks her and rides her like a skateboard across the roof.
Oh, Jesus.
She goes sliding in one direction, and the trophy hits the ground, bounces, and begins to roll towards the other edge of the roof. Cervantes is going to see that Stitch is on his ship, and is going to leap at him with both blades, while Voldo jumps at Dante and, like, kind of twists himself into a pretzel midair, and is going to lash out with his long, blade-like fingernails.
Please let me do a kickflip off of him or something.
Alright, Stitch, Cervantes is slashing you with his swords. He's hitting twice for 30 damage each. Voldo is slashing out at you, Dante, but you saw him coming, and you are able to avoid him. I believe a kickflip was mentioned?
I believe a kickflip is in order.
Yes. You easily kickflip off of him, leaving Tira face down on the roof and just sort of kicking Voldo backwards. The trophy is still rolling towards the edge of the roof, and Mordin, for the time being, your ice shield is holding, but you are seeing some significant cracks appearing as Astaroth is pounding on the other side. What does everyone do?
I want to make a portal underneath where the trophy's going to land and make another portal on the wall next to me so that I can just grab it.
Okay.
Nice.
What's everyone else doing?
I'm shooting Tira in the head.
I'm just having fun with my new toy.
I'm gonna web Cervantes. And can you describe the area again?
So you guys are on the roof of a skyscraper.
Okay.
There's a bunch of flying cars kind of filling the air around you guys.
Okay.
You're actually pretty close to one of the other cities, which is directly above you, because remember, Nexus City is that weird, like, kaleidoscope shape, which is how tall the building
It's
is.
very Doctor Strange.
Yes. And you are standing on the deck of a flying pirate ship.
Okay. Yeah, I want to web Cervantes and just throw him off the roof of the building.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna Asio trophy.
Well, Colin's got the trophy, I think.
Can we wait and see if I can pull off my, like, agility check or whatever I have to do, and Luna can be my backup if I don't do it, or either way, one of us can be backup for the other?
That's fine. Like, whoever succeeds, that'll be how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining, like, Mordin making the portal and having it come through and almost get to his hand, and then it goes back through the portal.
Mordin, I'm going to need you to make agility with bonus for ranged combat guns. Luna, you're going to have to roll psyche. Stitch, I'm going to have you roll agility. Archer, you're shooting, right?
Yeah.
So go for that. And Dante, is there something in particular you want to do, or just, like, dance around with these people?
Could I do a 720 off the ship hull?
Sure.
Okay.
Give me an agility check.
Okay.
All right, so how's everyone looking?
Mordin, how did you do?
I did not do well.
I did not do well either.
Great.
I got a green.
Oh no, I got a white.
As did I.
Great.
Oh no. I mean, sad high fives, Mordin.
This was like the weirdest like prisoner's dilemma ever, where it's like, Luna's probably gonna spend karma. I don't have to spend karma. I'm just gonna roll. Like,
Oh no, why were we such fools?
yeah,
That was
we
my
should
fault.
have coordinated this.
I got a yellow on shooting Tyr in the head.
And how did you do on your Stitch?
Yellow.
So Stitch throws out his web, grabs Cervantes, and throws him off the boat. You throw him at such an angle, though, that he actually, he goes up, and there's this weird moment where he, seems to just kind of hang in the air.
Oh, right.
And then he keeps flying upward as he hit another city's gravity. So you see him fall into the sky. Aloha. Tira is pulling herself up. She holds her hand in back of her, and this large ring made out of flesh and eyes begins to appear. And she says, "Oh, I think you want to see what my ring does now." And then she gets shot in the head and falls over. Before the soul edge finishes forming.
Chekhov's soul edge.
Someone killed my skateboard. What the fuck?
The good news is, Dante, you managed to do a really sweet 720 skateboardless off the side of Cervantes'
Okay,
ship.
okay.
You're seeing your score appear, and you're getting a bunch of modifiers in the bottom of your screen. You're really looking forward to seeing what you've unlocked after this one.
Oh, you crossed the walk the plank gap.
Yes. You've collected the letters S and K at the moment. The trophy is currently plummeting down, quickly falling out of sight. I'm gonna say that Voldo just leaps blindly off the edge of the building after it.
All right.
And the ice sheet is nearly broken through. The rest of Team Soul Edge will probably be through in just a few seconds. What is everyone doing?
Mordin's gonna just leap off the edge of the building and just dive after the
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna drop the sniper rifle and pull out my pistols because I'm the one closest to the door, I believe.
You sure are.
Stitch sees these weirdos jumping off the building, forgetting the fact that he has webbing. So instead, Stitch is gonna try to maneuver this sweet-ass vehicles check, maneuver the ship to be just below them.
Okay.
I'm jumping off the side of the building. I'm a devil. Doesn't matter.
Do I have my broomstick with me?
Yeah, you have your broomstick.
Oh, well, I'm getting on that, and I'm just gonna go get the trophy, and I guess I'm jumping off the side of the building too.
Great.
I don't think we need this many people doing this, but all right.
Dan, I'm pulling out the pistols as I said and using an aim action close to the top of the door.
Just where a head would be.
Yeah, where a head is about to be.
I gotcha. So, I'm going to need an agility check from Mordin, from Luna, from Dante, and from Stitch.
I got a yellow.
Green.
Yellow.
I got a yellow.
So, Mordin, Dante, and Luna all plummet down the side of the building and all reach out with their hands, and each one grabs a handle of the trophy at the same time. And I'm going to say that Voldo is also reaching out to grab the fourth handle. I'm going to say that Dante just kicks him away, and he just goes flying off.
Yes!
And then, as you all are plummeting still, suddenly there's this giant pirate ship that falls past you.
Yo
And-
ho, yo ho.
Oh.
And comes up underneath you and manages to catch you gently on its deck before you go splattering on the ground below.
Get in, losers. Going shopping.
Archer, on the roof, the ice sheet bursts into pieces, and the other half of Team Soul Edge comes in. Astaroth first. Make your shot.
Okay, well I got two guns here.
Karma.
I'm rolling on the unearthly column right now, but sure, I'll spend karma on one of them. I'll spend karma on this first one. How about... Well, no, you know what? Second one. First one's gonna be normal. That's a green. Second one... That is a red.
And Astaroth fails his endurance check as he comes through the door and takes a bullet to the head. He drops down.
Hey, Dan. I
Yeah.
just realized a thing.
Uh-huh.
So we're on the roof of a building, which means the door to the roof is one of those little protrusions in the roof, right? Lace has been here the whole time, right? So I'm gonna say she was hiding out on the top of that little protrusion, so that when they all run through the door, she's perfectly behind them. Can I say she was holding Marlene?
Okay.
And bow.
Okay, make an agility check for
See if this
Lace.
that is agreed.
So, Astaroth drops. Raphael comes running over him, rapier outstretched, and then he gets knocked off his feet by a blast of sound and thrown off the roof. And then Lizard Man comes charging up, turns and sees Lace, and you just hear, "Sometimes when we touch."
God.
Oh, wow.
And then the giant flying pirate ship comes back over the lip of the roof, and Archer, looking up, you can see your teammates are holding the trophy aloft above their heads. And Lizard Man just decides he's gonna chill. And he turns and heads back down the stairs.
Yeah, you sure?
That's
You don't want to come
legit.
back and get some more of this, because it's right here. It's right here waiting for you.
He just turns and goes, "Rah!" and then just keeps on
alright.
walking down the stairs.
I mean, I'll just be here by myself in the danger zone.
Lizard Man's pride was seriously wounded, but his soul still burns.
I want to make it very clear that I have transfigured the entire pirate ship to be maroon paisley, and then emblazoned on the side of it is Team Ohana in like pirate ship writing.
So does my coat match the pirate ship now?
It sure does.
I am captain of the ship now.
Okay.
I'm the
Stitch
captain
webs
now.
Dante and throws him off the ship.
And that's game.
Mutiny!
Extraordinary League is produced by Dan Mulkerin, with logo designed by Colin Mulkerin.
Special thanks to Kevin McLeod at Incompetech.com for our theme song, Motherload, and to TabletopAudio.com for our background music and ambient sound effects.
You can find us on Twitter at SmashFic Podcast and search for the Smash Fiction Podcast on Facebook, Tumblr, and YouTube.
Subscribe on iTunes or your podcatcher of choice, and if you leave us a good review, we shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
If you have any suggestions, feedback, or other contributions, send them to us at smashfictionpodcast@gmail.com and help us continue the fight.
Yeah.
Stitch, what would you like to do?
Stitch gon' give it to him.
He gonna give it to you, Stitch. Gonna give it to you. He gonna give it to you. First he gonna throw. Then he gonna ride. Then he gonna
Throw
growl.
again. Keep going.
Throw, let it throw, Stitch. Go give it Stitch.
I'll leave this to the professionals.
Sorry, it's a good point. Dan, continue, my boy. Sorry. If you'd be so good.
Yes.
Nope. Never again.